This video is made possible by Practical Defense Systems, the best online security training at the lowest prices. You can start your security career today online at pdsclasses.com. Check them out. Hi, I'm Joel Persinger. I'm the Gun Guy. Thank you very much for everything you do to keep GunGuyTV going. I'm extremely grateful. Please keep doing it. I need all the help I can get. And if you wouldn't mind checking us out on all these alternative, or at least one of them maybe, these alternative locations, that would be great. We duplicate the channel over there just in case. You might also check out the GunGuyTV Firearms audio podcast. It comes out on your favorite podcast player. And if you get a chance, sign up for GunGuyTV Crew and help us keep things going. You'll find a link in the description. This video is about this really cool little revolver. I love these. I'm a revolver nut. I confess. I love semi-autos, but I also love revolvers. Maybe it's because I'm old. My dad was a deputy sheriff. He carried a revolver, and I've fired them since I was a kid. So these are really the first handguns I learned how to shoot, and as a result, I've always loved them. And I do carry a revolver in the summertime in a pocket holster, a little snubby, in my pocket of my cargo shorts wherever I go. So revolvers are near and dear to my heart, particularly these little guys like this. I really like them. And this is a Smith & Wesson Model 60 No Dash. Now, to give you a little bit of history on these, I'm not a Smith & Wesson historian or an expert or anything, so I'm just going to share with you what I know, or at least what I think I know, and then you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, okay? Feel free to do that. These were started, I think, in 1965. It was when Smith & Wesson started making these. These were really the first production revolver made in stainless steel, and really all it is a stainless steel version of the Chief Special. Now, you can imagine in 1965, most cops were carrying revolvers, and so their backup gun fit the revolver that they had, and they would put that on their ankle or whatever, and this would be a backup to their primary duty sidearm. As such, it's a great gun because it's perfectly sized for just that. Now, these are not lightweights or airweights or featherweights or anything like that. They're steel because they're stainless steel, so they are heavier than some of the lighter weight options that you can get today. But the stainless steel makes them a little bit less maintenance centric. You don't have to do a lot with them to keep them in good shape. They're not likely to rust as often, and it just doesn't require a whole heck of a lot more. And when you're a cop on the street a lot, that's a very attractive option. So these took off like a banshee when they first were introduced, and so Smith & Wesson kept making them, and then they added additional things, improved them along the way. Some people would say they didn't improve them, but I mean, I guess that's an argument for later on. But they also added calibers. This is in .38 Special. They did later start making them in .357 Magnum with a little longer barrel. Now this one has the 2-inch barrel, or I guess it's 1.875 or something off the top of my head, but I'm going to call it 2-inch anyway. And the fixed sights, they don't have, this original ones in the Model 60s really didn't have adjustable sights. They weren't meant for that. It's meant to be a close quarters backup gun. And that's what it's really used for. Now, I took this to the range, obviously, and I fired it a lot, and I found that it's incredibly accurate. It's very smooth. The triggers on these things are just absolutely as smooth as glass right out of the box. The fit and finish on them is marvelous. I absolutely adore the original wood grips because of the size of the grips and the heft of the grips and the way that they fit my hand. I have big hands. I do not know if these are the original grips or not. I don't see anything on them that indicates Smith & Wesson, so they might be aftermarket grips. I'm not an expert on that. I don't know. And on this gun, it does have a little blemish right here on the trigger guard. But other than that, the gun is in pristine condition. It runs extremely well, and I'm sure that my buddy is very happy to have it. I know that I certainly would be. The thing about revolvers is interesting because these guns sort of fell out of favor for a while. Law enforcement obviously moved to semi-autos because of the increased capacity as far as ammunition is concerned. Originally they called them the Wonder 9s because it was a wonder that they had that much 9mm in them. Some officers would say it was a wonder if they actually fed the ammo right, but that's a historical lesson for another day. But the whole point of going to a semi-automatic gun is more magazine capacity, easier to reload, and so on. So these things, revolvers became somewhat out of favor. And then concealed carry took off around the country, and people's love for these came back again, particularly in the smaller frame, the J frames and smaller revolvers that are made by various different companies, including Taurus and others. And now there's a whole following of them again. These things are dearly loved by a lot of people. Like I said, I carry one pretty much every day, particularly in the summertime. If I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, you can count on my having my snubby with me everywhere I go, because I prefer it over a little auto. Even though the little autos are awesome, it's just a matter of personal preference. But I'm not alone in that. A lot of people buy little revolvers for concealed carry. It's a great option for a pocket gun or whatever. Now, honestly, there are lighter ones now. This is pretty heavy to put in your pocket because it's all steel. Although the one I carry around is a steel gun, so I'm kind of used to it. One way or the other, though, if you ever get your hands on one of these little Chief Specials or the Model 60s in stainless steel, are absolutely fabulous guns. And these older ones are terrific because they are, again, from a time when there was a lot of hand fitting that went on, where I think there's probably less of that now. Making revolvers back in those days was a bit of an art form, where now it's a production CNC machine kind of thing. And I don't know about you, but I really appreciate the art that went into making little guns like this, or any of the older Smith & Wessons, and certainly the older Colts and so on. Well, so there you are. There's the Smith & Wesson Model 60 No Dash. My guess would say that it was probably made around 1969, early 70s, something like that, because it does have the R that begins the serial number where the original ones did not. Other than that, I can't tell you because I don't have the reference. Have a great week. Thank you for all of your support. And wherever you go, whatever you do, be safe.